Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is kind of a continuation of the first video. Um, I'm here on one of my frigates right now. It was damaged during an expedition, so I had to come fix that boy up. Yep, okay. So, I'm just going to show you what I've done to the frigate since then, or the capital ship since then, and I've got a bounty right here that it wants me to. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Alright, so we'll head back in. Now, if you saw the first video, you know kind of generally what it looked like before. I've added quite a lot of things, so I just wanted to show that, like, as a follow-up. If you haven't seen the first video, go watch that. So we're gonna head in. Usually I use the teleporter, it's faster. So here's the entrance. This is all still the same. And then, so a lot of the first part is the same, but obviously right off the bat you can tell that this is different. This used to be open, but I really wanted the scanner to be like right here. So I decided to put the room. I hate the fact that the room, like, you can't just put the scanner. You have to put the room in there. So I hate that. I wish these walls weren't here and it was just the scanner in the middle. And I really hope that Hello Games does something about that eventually and just lets you do that instead of having to create a whole room. Like this too, like I probably wouldn't have a whole room. I would just have the teleporter. It just doesn't, it's just annoying. But I wanted the scanner there just because it's right away from, right off the deck. So I can land, hit that, and go back. Because I feel like you need to use the scanner a lot, so... anyway, yeah, everything here is mostly the same as far as from the last video. I did add, like some vegetation up here. Just things I got from the Nexus missions and stuff like that, like this. Now, one thing you're going to notice, like immediately, probably, is that this used to be a room where this plant is. And that deck over there was never there. So all that is an expansion, and that's not the only thing I've expanded. So I'll show you more of it, and I'll give you kind of a sneak peek. You can kind of see down there. All the rest of this is the same, going up here. I've added a couple decorations and things like that. But all that, like the deck up there and all that stuff, that's all the same still. So what I'm going to do is go straight through my storage room, this is all still the same. Real quick, I'm going to go back and show you that I've added 2 buildings. And, I had all these teleporters set up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I added 11 and 12. And I put 12 here and 11 over here. And they go to the new buildings. So, again, we're going to run right through the bottom. Now, obviously, you can get to where I'm going through these 2 pathways. So we'll go here, go straight through, and then I got another courtyard. I wanted to light this differently, and these plants here were actually pretty awesome because they act as lights. So it was just, I don't know what's going on. Like, things are just being weird in the freighter as far as like power goes, because if you look at this teleporter, it's not getting power. And if you put down lights, they don't always get power. Like, I don't even think that has power right now. It doesn't look like there's anything coming from it. So I don't know what the issue is, and it depends on where it is. So like if I put it there, it's working, but if I take it and put it up above, which is where I have lights here, and they're just not shining on the object that I want it to. And I think that's all just, I have no idea. It just seems like a bug. But these plants ended up acting as lights, and I think this looks really cool with that. Um, you know, just it looks cool. It's just a cool little spot up above. So I built this whole extra deck on the back, and I already kind of had this, sort of, I believe, in the last video, but I've obviously expanded on it. This is building 11 over here, and then this is building 12 over here. Now, this right here is like, it's kind of more headcanon rooms. I don't know if I showed these. I think in the first video, these were actually like a fleet command, and I moved my fleet command. So these are just kind of like small rooms that are built for this is just a observation little spot. I think they're basically built for my fleet, the 4 guys that fly with you in starships. So that's the way I looked at it, as far as headcanon goes. And then I have like, this is supposed to actually be a door. Let me put that on there real quick. They all have like little decks off of their rooms, and there's 4 of them. So this actually goes up another level, and then there's another 2 rooms here with decks off of them, and it kind of overlooks the fleet and all that stuff. And then you can go back down, and this brings you right back down into this courtyard. And I don't know, like, honestly, the frame rate isn't that bad. I'm nearing the build limit on the frigates, so, and there is one, apparently. I had no idea what it was, but I'm definitely nearing it, because I've gotten to a point where I did have to delete a few things. But a lot of stuff is just like, all this grass. It's like, do I really need it? It looks nice, but like, if it comes down to it, I'll delete it to add other things. So I wanted to build more buildings, and I did, but my problem was like, what function do they serve? Because there's only so many things you can do with the rooms. So I decided to make this one another like garden. It's just all plants. So if you come in, it's literally just every different type of plant you can grow. And then it's also got an upstairs, which this comes out into another landing that goes back out to the main courtyard there. And then you just got catwalks and things that give you access to different areas. I built this. I mean, it's a lot of like, just making things look nice, a lot of trees and decoration. But this does have a second floor, and it's more of the same. It's all the other plants. I built just enough to put every plant that I can grow. And one thing that, like, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but if you build these walls inside, you can actually come to the corner and harvest carbon from it. If you don't have these walls, you can't do that. So as long as if you have like a garden or a plant cultivation chamber, you want to put walls in like that, just to be able to get extra carbon. Unless you don't care about that, that's fine. But it's just a tip that I picked up somewhere. So that brings you back to the fleet, like dormitories. And then up above I have I don't think it was like this in the original video, but this is my fleet command room now, which I did have this. This all goes down to my main, like, captain's quarters, but then I built this up here, and this just is a fleet command room, and it's literally just that purpose, and that's it. And then, just an observation deck off here. This teleporter, I'm not even sure where this one takes me. It's going to take me, right down to the front here. Yeah, so if I come down into the courtyard and I want to go to the fleet command thing, bang, I'm up here, and I'm in the fleet command room. So, again, I talked about this in the first one. A lot of its functionality, like, make sure you can get places quickly, because if you're going to build an expansive base like this, and let me show you see if I can get like a good overview. This is the second courtyard, so that's just one part of it. This is a huge freaking base. And then here's the other courtyard over here, and it's kind of hard to see it because I do have a lot of platforms and things like that. But there's just a lot of stuff. And honestly, I'm not surprised I'm approaching a build limit, but I'm actually impressed at how well the game's still running as far as, considering how many pieces are in this thing. But I mean, look at this. It looks crazy. So, I mean, it just looks like there's a lot of pieces. And there is. But, I don't know. I just enjoy constantly expanding on this. The freighter base is the most fun for me because, like, you always have it. So it's always with you. It's not like you don't have to go back to a planet to get it. You can summon it to wherever you are. So I am definitely a big fan of it. Now this down here is actually kind of like unnecessary. It's just more, the basics, scanners, trade, all that stuff. It's just so that if I'm at the second deck here and I want to use any of that stuff, it's right there instead of having to teleport back or run all the way back to the front. Then building 12 here, this is the other new one. I didn't know what the hell to do with this. I was originally going to make it more refiners and stuff like that, but I said, you know what, let's do we'll do like a museum. So this stuff, like, these are just assembly things. So if I want to put a fossil together, I can do it here. Once I do that, it actually gives you another piece that then you put in there. It doesn't just leave it on that stand. So if I assemble something, I'll just replace it with that. Another thing that's interesting too is these protoform stands. Let's see. I don't even know where they are. Down here. If you want to put a display on here, this totally works, but you can only go a certain distance back, which I thought was weird. So I kind of just brought it to like where, kind of the end of where it would be allowed. And another weird thing that I also read about is these, you're going to find that you can't place these. Well, you can, but it can't be on the bottom floor for some reason. So I'm going to go upstairs. And they're in here. So I just don't understand it. You're allowed to place these, but you can't place them on the ground floor. So you pretty much have to have two-tiered buildings in order to do something like this. The protoform ones you can, but this one, like the bigger ones, for some reason you can't. And even these ones, which are kind of the same size, I think it just has to do with how tall they are, or can be. Like, as you can see, this is clipping through the ceiling, and I think it's just because, I don't know, they're just not really that compatible with freighter, buildings. You're probably better off building a museum on a planetary base, but I don't care. I'm not doing it because, like I said, I like the freighter base better. I just think the freedom with this is, I don't know. I think there's a lot that needs to be. I would love for them to add interior stairs so that I don't have to go, freighter corridor, freighter corridor, freighter corridor, another freighter corridor, and then an exterior set of stairs that goes up, because you want it to be one building, and yes, it is, but like, I don't know. I don't like that I have to do that and go around. I wish I could have a set of stairs inside, maybe like, I don't know, right here, and I can just go down, boom, right from here. And I don't know. I just think that would be something that they should add for sure. I think that if they do, I really hope the next update they do is base building related. But other than that, like, it's just, I added this extra courtyard. I also added, just like a lot of the stuff is decorative. So I added, like the ancient pieces, the, ruined structures or whatever you can get. Just some extra fossil displays. And then, if you come over, if you come over here, just put a statue there, and I put, trees. I've been using these for lights a lot. That's kind of clipping through the bottom. I'm gonna have to move that. I don't like when things are kind of, I don't know. It bugs me when things kind of clip through other structures. But I wanted to just provide some light on this vat thing with the bubbles and, the tree. I did put lights up here. This brings you right back into that storage room. Then I got, this is all stuff that you can get from the Nexus, and it brings you right back to the original courtyard. So yeah, they're just side paths that bring you over to these things. And then the other side, if you go this way, you can come around here. And more of basically the same. I kind of tried to match it. And then I, have this. The thing that's cool about these is you can actually change like the color of the lights themselves. So I think it's definitely one of my favorite things that I've unlocked for the freighter base for sure. You can build that anywhere in any base, but it really looks nice, and it does a good job of, honestly, it gives some of the best light that I've seen from any base building part. And yeah, this is there's a teleporter that sends you back to the main room at the front. All the rest of this stuff, I've shown you the exterior catwalks that just kind of go around the building. I don't know. The rest of it, I'm not sure what to do with, a lot of things still. It's all still kind of a work in progress, like I said. But, dude, I'm telling you, it's all just like, as soon as you get into it and you start, like, coming up with more ideas. Honestly, what happened was, this was like, I really wanted this main building to be in the back and have a huge courtyard, but honestly I kind of like it this way too, because I didn't want to, after it was all said and done, it's like, I don't want to have to move this whole freaking building and everything that's inside of it back just to make a bigger courtyard. It's not really worth it. I was like, I'll just build off the back, build another courtyard, because I had all this extra building space, and that's what I did. So this goes all the way to the building boundary. You can't build any farther than this. Even these are actually outside of the boundary, I believe. There's a little bit of a trick. I don't know if I showed you that in the first one, but if you kind of play around just enough, you can get the corridors you can get pretty much anything to be placed outside the boundary, and it only works for one piece. Like this right here, this piece right here is actually outside of the boundary ultimately. I'll see if I can maybe show you. If you saw that, it flashed green. Yeah, see how it flashes green real quick? So if you kind of spam the trigger and kind of move it around until you get, it has to be right in that exact spot where you hit the trigger and it flashes green. But you can build outside of the outside of the build area. So if I really wanted to, I could go straight across and build more. I don't know if I could build a whole room. I mean, I guess I could see. And I probably shouldn't be doing this because it's just giving me more ideas. Oh, wow. It's going to let me build a whole room anyway. Huh. All right, well, maybe I'll do something there too. Just like a small room this way. I don't know, but it's always a work in progress, and I always want to add things to this. But like I said, I'm reaching the build limit, so, we're getting to the point where we might have to start deleting some of the decoration and stuff like that. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to follow up, show you some extra stuff that I've added to this thing, and that's it. If you're interested in pro wrestling or anything like that, go check out Burning Hammer Wrestling podcast if you're interested. If you just want to check out my other podcast, you can. just go to clearshotsstudios.com. Check that out. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.